Blue Beetle.
Yes.
It comes out tomorrow.
Was it tomorrow? I hadn't even realised it was like.
I think it's August 18th.
God,
So I mean today, as you guys are listening to it.
Yeah.
Let me just double check that quickly. Yeah, August 18th in the UK.
Damn. Okay.
I'm very excited. I mean, I've
Same.
made no qualms about how excited I am. What I'm not looking forward to, and this is just prediction,
Okay.
is people who've never read a comic book or understood that comic characters have existed for a long time trying to claim that they've just made Iron Man.
Yeah.
I can already see them. People are going to go, so it's just like Iron Man's nano suit. And it's like,
So it's like a
no,
Beetle Iron Man.
Yeah. I can already see them kind of complaints. But I mean, everything I'm hearing and seeing excites me.
Yeah, no, it looks great.
It's
Very
debuted
exciting.
with like 86% on Rotten Tomatoes from reviewers.
It's getting some good
solid.
early. My only concern falls back to James Gunn's comment of
I think it's definitely going to confuse the entire situation.
Him saying that like this isn't the first DCU film, but his first DCU character. And it's like I think it'll be fine as long as there's no DCEU tie-ins.
I'm really hoping it's disconnected as fuck.
Yeah.
And I can just sit down and watch a superhero film for the first time, what feels like forever, that needs no background knowledge.
Yes,
because it's always easiest to tell if a film is good or not when you don't need or use additional context.
Yeah, I think you're right. I very much hope that there's like just don't do cameos. I hope that any cameos there were scrapped. Just let it be its own film.
Exactly.
Otherwise, like you say, it'll add to confusion. It'll also be easier to like people will probably appreciate it better if it's not got like a Wonder Woman slapped in there.
Yeah. If I have to hear her theme one more time, I'm going to commit crimes. The big problem is it's got a relatively big price tag.
Oh, okay.
It made 120 million. Oh no, sorry. It cost 120 million to make. DC ain't doing it at the box office at the minute.
It could be it could turn the tides.
As a general rule, I think when stuff's going against you, you need something that's got a lot of hype and you can market the fuck out of.
Which they're trying.
Blue Beetle has limited hype in the grand scheme of the world.
Yeah.
Obviously in our little silo, everyone's excited for it, but that is a very small population. Yeah. And they can't do that much marketing because before their it's not even like they got like 2 weeks of filming interviews before the strike and they can just re-air them interviews like some other films got. They've not started any real promotional work before the strike happened.
I'd completely forgot. Like, obviously I've been seeing like the trailers and posters and different things keep cropping up, but it's like, yeah, I hadn't even thought about the fact that usually there's press tours going on, so we start seeing them talking about the film.
And like we talk about questions that are answered in press tours all the time.
Yeah, we do.
Most of the stuff that are quotes from actors now are from a press tour from whatever they're promoting. So the fact that there's been none of that might hurt it. What I will say is, this is the first superhero film in a minute that my father has actively said to me, "Are you guys going to see that? Can I come?"
Oh.
Because he's seen the trailers and he liked the look of it.
That props to the visuals.
I mean, that's a good sign if people who've seen superhero films and had lost a bit of interest seeing the trailers and going, that piqued my interest.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. I mean, my girlfriend also saw the trailer and she was like, oh, that's cool. And then she also was like, is that the Buster Sword out of Final Fantasy? I was like, yep. Yes, it is. But yeah.
I, I mean, all the little bits that we do have of information have me excited. We
Mm,
know the suit was a real fucking thing that they were wearing on set, and it's just touched up with CGI.
yep,
That is all. That is our favorite thing ever.
it is.
We know that the fighting style they implemented for Blue Beetle was inspired heavily by the Injustice 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you like the games or not, and whether you like the Injustice story or not, is completely separate. That brutal, weighty kind of fighting is something we're not getting a lot of in superhero films at the minute.
Yeah.
And even in like the little bit in the trailer you do see where he like flips the guy and kicks him into the wall, that has some venom behind it that I'm fucking excited for.
Yeah, I do. I think being realistic, I think that the story of the film is going to be pretty standard origin feel. I
Uh-huh.
don't think it's going to be anything crazy, but I think the character and the hero is going to be super fun to watch,
Yeah.
which is then going to have us excited for the fact that we know it's going to show up in DCU.
100%. I think it is going to underperform at the
Yeah.
box office. You're going to get people who try and claim it's a flop. Um, it's because it's seen as a big budget superhero film. So if it doesn't make 800 million, it's a flop. That is not. I think if this film makes 300 million,
Mm-hmm.
it's a relative
Oh,
success.
any profit for a DCEU era film is a win.
Yeah. The problem is, this is the next Warner Bros. Film after Barbie.
Yeah, but in superhero terms, it's the next one after Flash. So
Yeah.
I mean,
What I'm hoping is, have they announced when Blue Beetle's going to digital yet?
I don't think, not that I've seen Blue Beetle digital. Doesn't say. It's not announced yet. No.
Okay, cool. Because what I noticed, and I've not noticed this before, but I've also made a big effort to spend less time on TikTok doom scrolling. I just do it on Twitter now.
Mm-hmm.
Is when people see a trailer they like the look of on TikTok, the comments is just flooded with when is this coming to streaming?
Oh,
And this would be trailers for films that aren't even out yet, like Blue Beetle.
wild.
Because by announcing 2 days into the cinema run when it's coming to digital, people are already at the point now where they're like, no, wait, bring back, if you don't watch it for the month it's in the cinema, you have to wait 6 months to see it and
Even if,
watch the cinemas come back to life.
well, I mean, even if it was 3 months, like just like less than a month, like if you're releasing it in a month or less, or even when it's still in the cinema, when films have done this, like you,
Yeah.
like we need to stop this. And
Well,
I
yeah.
do think some films are realizing that. There's like a weird mix of them. You're getting some that are like releasing really quick to digital, and some seem to be waiting a while. And I think some studios are starting to realize, okay, we need to like, it's hurting us in the box office.
Would you like my prediction of how this gets fixed realistically?
Okay, go on.
If the writers and actors win the strike,
Mm-hmm.
i.e., get terms close to what they want,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes less profitable to focus on getting it to streaming platforms as quickly as possible. Because right now, the producers are incentivized to get it on their own platforms as quickly as possible because you don't have to pay cinemas as much. And the only way to watch it is by paying you money directly with no cuts. Yeah?
Yeah.
And they don't have to pay actors and writers anything,
Proper
or if
residuals.
they do,
Yeah.
tiny little amount. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's like, do you remember the drama where fucking Scarlett Johansson sued Disney over Black Widow? Because they did a dual release of it where it was on Disney Plus
Yes.
and in the cinema at the exact same time. And she went, but in my contract, all of my bonuses were baked into how it did at the cinema.
Yeah.
And you hurt the cinema sales because people could watch it digitally.
Yeah.
So they've protected themselves now by letting it run in the cinema, but the second it's done in the cinema, it's out on digital, and everyone just knows that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So they just wait.
Yeah.
They need to win it so that they're getting paid a lot better from streaming platforms. So that, like, we may as well leave it in the cinema then.
Yeah. No, I actually think you're right. I think the strikes might benefit everyone in the sense of like it will they're gonna wait to put it on streaming.
Yeah. Say it with me, people. Strikes only hurt the mega rich who we hate anyway.
Yep.
It's a
This
bit
is true.
wordy. We'll work it out. But still. But yeah, no, I'm mad excited.
Same.
And if this film lives up to my expectations, the only disappointment of the summer for me will be The Flash, which is, I think, a dub overall. When you
Yeah,
look at how
I
many
mean,
films we've covered this summer, if The Flash
yeah,
is the only one that was disappointing,
because it was meh. Yeah, it wasn't like it was
well, yeah, because we
terrible.
saw the potential.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I
Um,
actually
so that's
think
good.
as long, and also I'm excited for this because like if it does well, like we're hoping, it's James Gunn likes this film so much that says to me that like this is like his sort of feel for a film, which is also then going to give us an insight into a little tease maybe of what DCU is going to be like.
Yeah.
And as long as it's not got some weird ties to like the old stuff, I don't think it'll be too confusing going forward.
I really, really agree.
But yeah.